Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I kind of just want to talk about Threads a little bit, right? I never really talked about it when it first launched, right? I never really, gave it any attention. Technically, I have an account on it because I run the Instagram page, and it just kind of, you download it or whatever, and you can just kind of port your info or whatever, but it's not something I ever have even really used or, tried. Just simply because, honestly put, I don't know, man. I don't see a need for it, right? And I think a lot of people are kind of in the same boat, and that's why, realistically, this video is being made here today. So it turns out that Threads is not doing too well. It's actually doing a lot worse than people anticipated, and by the way, it's only been out for, 2 weeks? So that's not even really good news in the first place. I mean, usually when a social media like this gets this much money put into it and it's got the backing of a company like Meta, which, runs Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot, you would think it's in pretty good shape to at least compete down the line, right? Because, it's got money, it's got people who know what they're doing in this industry, it's got employees and workforce behind it, but it's actually not turning out to do very well, and there's a couple things that we're going to be talking about here. So, this is actually pretty insane because I think most of us, I don't think we expected it to be some, smash hit, right? I didn't think it was going to become, the new dominant social media, but I feel like we kind of expected it to be doing better than what it is now, but Meta's Threads app is coming back down to earth after a blockbuster first week that saw the app become the fastest growing of all time. New data from analytics firm SimilarWeb suggests the app's engagement has since declined from initial highs despite its status as the fastest growing app of all time. Threads saw daily active users decline from 49 million on July 7th to 23.6 million on July 14th, SimilarWeb writes in a new report, and in the United States, which reportedly saw the highest engagement, usage declined from 21 minutes per day to just over 6 minutes in the same time period. While SimilarWeb cautions that its data is based only on Android usage of Threads, its findings line up with those of other companies. Market intelligence firm Sensor Tower reported a similar decline in engagement, writing in a report that the app, quote, has experienced a double-digit decline in DAUs, or daily active users, and user engagement since launch. On some level, the drop-off is expected. Threads launched at a moment when many Twitter users were seeking alternatives, and its ties to Instagram made it extraordinarily easy for users to sign up and port over their existing social graph. At the same time, the app is missing a lot of basic features, including a non-algorithmic feed not easily dominated by brands and influencers. Alright, so the numbers are already looking a lot worse for Threads. Now, it says in the article, and I think pretty much anybody would be able to infer that there would be a drop-off, the initial hype and surge in users and whatnot. That really works, right? That got it to be the fastest growing app of all time. People were jumping on board to see what it could do. But it turns out that, it's not really good. I mean, let's just call it how it is. I haven't seen anybody who has actually fully switched from Twitter to Threads. I was literally shadow banned on Twitter and was unable to really reach my audience until, yesterday. By the way, my Twitter is fixed. And even then, I didn't go to Threads. I didn't see anybody else going to Threads over issues like that. I think people would genuinely rather just deal with, the BS on Twitter and other platforms than to just do Threads. I don't know. Alright, let me just say this, and, I do social media for a living, right? I mean, I make YouTube videos, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, right? I do this for a living. I've used a lot of social medias in my time, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The biggest issue with social media now is everything just does the same thing as everything else. I mean, every single social media wants to have, the thread shit like Twitter. Everybody wants to have the profiles of Facebook. Everybody wants to have the long-form video content of YouTube. Everybody wants the quick status updates and stories like Snapchat. And everybody wants the short-form content like TikTok, right? And so every single social media platform now is just the same fucking thing, because all of these platforms, instead of innovating like social medias used to have to in order to compete, they just all do the same fucking thing now because everybody's already signed up for all of them, right? Everybody already has a YouTube account. Everyone already had Snapchat. Everyone already had Twitter. Everyone already had Facebook, right? We've kind of seen what social media can do now. And, we're at that point where I think everybody has kind of figured out which ones they want. And simply put, Threads is just not enough. I mean, let's just say it for how it is here. And it even says right here in the fucking article, the app is missing a lot of basic features. So what really happened here, a lot of people were frustrated with Twitter, with Elon Musk and whatnot. They're saying, oh, I'm going to leave Twitter and everything, right? And then Facebook is like, well, fuck it. We already have Instagram and everything, and nobody likes Facebook anymore because it sucks. So what do we do now? Oh, okay, let's create the quote-unquote competitor to Twitter. Oh, well, how is this competitor going to work? Oh, okay, well, it won't have a non-algorithmic feed. So you're just downloading a fucking Facebook-led algorithm, which, by the way, if you've read anything about Facebook in the last 10 fucking years, it's extremely invasive. The data and privacy features are probably garbage. Facebook's probably ignoring them anyway. You're just downloading an app for brands and influencers, okay? You're downloading fucking capitalism, the app, essentially, is what it sounds like to me. You want an app where it kind of functions like Twitter and looks a little bit like Twitter, but you can only see all the shit that you don't want to see on Twitter? Yeah, go ahead and download Threads then. And then just like a few weeks ago too, I saw where like Threads was talking about, well, we only really want to engage healthy discussions on our platform. We don't really, we're not focusing on politics and whatnot right now. This is coming from the same company that literally helped spark a fucking genocide in fucking Myanmar, right? This is coming from a company who abused the data privacy rights of tens of millions of Americans and let their fucking information be harvested, scalped, and used for whatever purposes by pretty much anyone who wanted it. Like, I really don't want to hear it from Meta. I don't want to hear it from you, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm sorry, I don't really give a fuck. I don't care to hear that, oh, well, we're really only engaging in fun conversations right now. What fun conversations? You can't find anything to talk about on the platform. And on top of that, as a Twitter competitor, let's just call it for what it is. It's fucking worse. It's not as good as Twitter. It's not close to as good as Twitter. And don't get me wrong, I have my qualms with Twitter. I fucking 3 days ago just almost had to leave the platform permanently because of constant shadow banning. But after help from another creator and fucking getting through everything, I was able to fix that. I can't say the same on Facebook or any other platform run by Meta, where if the company doesn't like you, they probably just do the most sci-fi creepy thing they could do. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like Meta to begin with, really. I don't really like Facebook or any of that shit anymore. Like, I really only use Instagram to post, like, shit posts and memes, right? I just don't need another app that does the same thing that all the other apps on my phone do, but worse. Just so Facebook can harvest even more of my data and steal more of my shit and sell it to the highest bidder. Sorry, don't need it. In a Threads post on Friday, Instagram's top exec, Adam Mosseri, suggested the company wasn't particularly focused on engagement metrics at this stage. Our focus right now is not engagement, which has been amazing, but getting past the initial peak and trawl we see with every new product and building new features, dialing in performance, and improving ranking, he wrote. Whether or not Meta is able to fully take advantage of those conditions, though, will likely depend on how quickly it can add new features to keep its users coming back, as well as whether it's able to launch within the EU. The company is also dealing with issues around spam, according to Mosseri, who said Threads would be putting rate limits and other protections. Spam attacks have picked up, so we're going to have to get tighter on things like rate limits, which is going to mean more unintentionally limiting active people or false positives, he wrote. While the declining engagement with Threads may seem like good news for Twitter, the company still has plenty of reasons to worry about its latest competitor. In the first 2 full days that Threads was generally available or whatever, Thursday and Friday, web traffic to twitter.com was down 5%. And Android app usage was only down 4.3%. Yeah, it sounds like Twitter's really got to worry. They had one random 5% drop in web traffic on the launch of Threads. And as of now, Threads is completely fucking dead compared to what it was at launch, right? So it's not going to continue to penetrate those Twitter numbers. But yeah, Twitter really needs to be worried. I'm sure Twitter is fucking shaking in their boots. It's actually funny because most of Twitter's metrics remain unchanged. And in fact, over the last few weeks, a lot of their new stats have actually been showing that they're hitting all-time highs in a lot of things, including like user time spent on the platform, fucking users on the platform. Twitter is not worried about Threads, and if they are, they shouldn't be. Nobody is switching from Twitter to Threads. That's not going to happen. And then it says too, like, oh, our focus is not engagement right now. We need to get new features and dial in performance. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't release the app then. I don't know. That's a fucking mind-blowing concept, right? What if you guys held the product until it was actually ready to release, and then you released something worth everybody using, instead of releasing some shit that just harvests data, and then people use that for a few months, and then you finally start adding in all the features over time. It's not rocket science. Like, I thought these guys were the fucking kings of social media. I thought they knew better than anyone how to run these things. And then their like, I guess, ultimate solution to like spam is to add rate limits, which makes sense, but keep in mind, Twitter just had a controversy 2 weeks ago after their rate limits basically were restricting everybody from using the platform. And all this is going to do is help quickly kill an even quicker dying platform, right? Like, I'm not going to lie to you, if I get on Threads and it's featureless and there's no identity to it and everything there fucking sucks, and then on top of that you limit how much of the shit that sucks I can look at, I'm not using your platform. And it's almost like maybe that's contributing to why all the metrics are literally cratering through the floor. I mean, you can say, oh, you want all these metrics were meant to go down. Yeah, they're meant to go down, but are they meant to crater to a third of their previous numbers? Or are the active users supposed to have in a week's time? Like, I don't think so, dude. It's just insane. And like, you know, threads and whatnot, they can defend this shit all they want. It has no identity and it has no real purpose for somebody like me. So that's why I really don't see myself, you know, jumping on there like it's Twitter. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video and kind of talk about this because I thought it was kind of funny. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about threads and signing out.